All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. It's been a while. Back to live streaming. Nasty NASDAQ NQ Futures. Let's go. Morning to everyone. Appreciate the few people that are tuned in. I know there's a lot of competition out there. So thank you. And let's see if we can make some money today. Good morning, Jason 315, New York. Morning to everyone. Gonna be trading NASDAQ NQ futures this morning. The New York Open. So what do we got? We got a kind of a repeat of yesterday, right? We had very minimal movement compared to yesterday. How many minutes do we have? 4 minutes. All right, let me just do a quick little recap. Let's do a 4-hour view first. So as you can see, we've been hovering around these highs since yesterday. Didn't have much movement. Yesterday was really slow. I kind of struggled during the New York Open. I think I only walked out about $300 per account and called it a day. Nonetheless, we do see this little ascending channel, right, on the 4-hour. We are in an uptrend if we take a look at it this way. Where are your support and resistance? You can even assume that we still have movement. There's still a range up here that is waiting to get touched in terms of the 4-hour. I do see some levels on the 4-hour as well. Let's take a look at the 1-hour now. All right, so we're hovering around yesterday's ranges, not much movement, right in the middle of the range, right into the open. So I think I have ideas in terms of what I'm looking for during the open. For anybody new to the stream, I use mainly the 20 SMA and the 200. Quantower doesn't have the best VWAP, so I'll be watching VWAP on TradingView on some other screens. VWAP right now is around 850. So we're pretty close, right around here. So I could see a test for downside, testing the 200, or we can just push to the upside to test that overnight high around 982. So that is what I'm watching for around the open. We're about 2 minutes from the open. Let's go back to the 1 minute. And let's see what we got. We got levels around 815 on the downside in this range that we're hovering around. This area could be tested for a potential pullback and then a bounce. We got that 860 area up here as well, right? If you want to look at this as a range from the overnight, where is the break going to happen? I'd say something like this. We're waiting for resolution to break to the upside, break to the downside. We can come up and test to come back down, come up to break. Same thing for the downside. We come down to this level for a potential bounce, or come down to this level for downside. It's going to be tricky. Patience is a virtue. iGamer, yo, 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 what's up, brother? Good morning to everyone. So that's what I'm watching for. We got about 10 seconds, 15 seconds now for the open. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to wait for some levels and see what we can pull off here. I am copy trading a couple of accounts. So let's see how it goes. Let's keep it green. There we go. Open is now open for business. So again, like I said, I'm waiting for resolution of this high and this low. We can potentially come all the way up to test that 860 area for a potential pullback or a break and go. Going to be a little patient on this one. Let's see what happens at that 860 level. There's the push. Just not trusting it. It's been pretty trappy for the last couple of days, but that is a strong candle. Let's see if that's going to be the break to go after a previous day high all the way to 890. Goes back to test the 20 and the 200 SMA, and that could be the bounce to the upside. See what happens there. Going to be patient on this one. This area, that 860 level, is critical in terms of what's going to happen for upside or downside. So indecision, it's choppy. Looking bullish, looking bullish. Here's the potential test of the 800 level for potential bounce. That's what I'm watching for. I'll probably attempt a long down here somewhere. There's that bounce at the 200 SMA. We're attempting to bounce. We also have VWAP. We're currently below VWAP now. So indecision at this area, as we thought, that is the middle of that range. Here comes that pullback. And then I'll watch down here. If we do come down here, I'll watch for potential continuation and hop on that short, or a bounce for the upside. But VWAP is providing the indecision right now. Are we going to stay below VWAP, or are we going to push through? Looking like it wants to push. Got to be careful, you know, when you see it come right back up to these highs, it's looking for traps, right? NQ is not going to give it to you that easy. It's looking for traps. So anybody that watches this movement, you know, if you longed right here, scalping this, well, you got some decisions to make. Although the 20 and the 200 are providing some support right now, just don't want to get caught in a trap. We are at the top right now of this 15-minute opening range. We came back down to 824, so it's a 20-point opening range. There's no reason to go too crazy. Even if you shorted down here, you're not in severe red yet. It's being a little forgiving today. All right, so that was the trap that I didn't want to fall into, getting you excited about a potential break. And right back down. So being patient, we know NQ, we know the nasty NASDAQ and its traps. What I'm trying to do here is try to find an area where I can lock price in for either the upside or the downside. I'm looking at this low as a potential bounce, but I got to be careful. If this is going to be a red day, then we'll see a push down. Here it comes. Got a pivot point at 810 area. Now we're looking for, like to see it further down, but let's get patient. No need to go too crazy just yet. All right, chop. So he goes right, probably going to come back up to test, right? During the open, you're going to see continuous test of the 20 SMA. Right now, the 20 and the 200 are in an area of confluence. But that's really what the open is trying to figure out is direction. And that's what I'm trying to figure out is where do I have a safe entry? Obviously, your highs and your extreme lows are possible entries for reversals or for breakouts. Again, being patient for this level down here around 800, 870, right? That's the break of the overnight range. We also have the 15-minute opening range in play in about, 10 minutes? But it's been a chop fest, right? We knew that because it's an area of confluence. You got VWAP 220 SMA, which is rare. They're all there right now. Right now we are below the VWAP, so I'm watching for resolution to the downside or a potential fake out to the downside with a bounce. It's tricky. Yesterday was a very slow day. I'm leaning towards a long, but this area of confluence here, I mean, you got a lot of resistance right here. VWAP, you got 200, you got the 20, so you're going to need a lot of, you're going to need power to push through that. Now, if it does push through that, that's going to indicate strong momentum to the upside. If it continues to come and test this area, the 850 area, and reject, then eventually I'm going to have to find a position for the downside that covers some of the wickiness. All right, now we're attempting to gain position above VWAP again. Again, this level up here, right? So again, it's been trying to trap to the upside and the downside. That's what I'm trying to avoid. NQ is trapping. We're in this range right now that annoying. Day traders party is short at the 40. Did you cover down there for 20 points? Or are you still holding? All right, so what we've seen is continuous test of this area, the 860, with rejections to the downside, not being able to position above the 20, the 200, and the VWAP. So the short is looking good. That's an area of confluence. Again, you need some serious push to push through that. Not that it can, it's an NQ. We're just not seeing the push yet for the upside. In other words, for the break above this channel from the overnight session. Or to test the previous day high, and I think overnight high is even further up. Yep, your overnight high is up here. We're not seeing the strength in NQ to come and test those levels. So the short is shaping up. I'd like to short somewhere around up here where it tests and fails, but then you run the risk of the breakout and continuation, where at that point, if I'm going to short something like this, I'd have to give it maybe 10, 15, 20 points, not take too much of a loss, or wait if this is truly the breakout to the upside. So we'll see. Right now, we do have a bounce from around 815 all the way up to 860, so about 40 points. Again, nothing crazy. It's been pretty mild movements. So let's see what happens here. We're testing again the break above VWAP and the 200 SMA on the 5-minute. VWAP, let's see, VWAP was around 845, and now we're breaking through that. Ooh, there's a push. All right, there's some strength. Now I got to find a pullback to go into that long. That's a lot of strength right there. That was a 20-point candle testing that previous day high. Decisions here. Jump on the long. That was a strong candle. That was what, 20 points? But it could be the trap to simply test the previous day high and then reject. Continuation, I'm going to have to hop on a long. If we do continue, at that point, it's probably looking for the 900 level. So it came, tried to test previous day high, and that's what we're watching for. If we're going to push, the bulls want to push above yesterday's high, we need to see strength here. Otherwise, it's a look above and fail of this range, and then come right back down to test your 20 and the 200, potential downside. There's a push. It's a strong push. I'm leaning towards hopping on this. Just don't want to get trapped because you have a pivot point at 900. So this area now right here becomes, I didn't long this down here, right? I missed the entry. I was waiting for this area to enter. NQ only came down to about 820. I was looking for the 805. So now I got to figure out positioning. Where could I enter, short or long, depending on this direction? Could be just one of those days hopping along, and don't worry about it. All right, so attempted to test the previous day high. So far, we haven't seen a push above yesterday's high. We got the overnight even further up. And looking for position. So now we got a little bull flag formation right here. I can see some consolidation for a further move to the upside. A little consolidation area right there. So let's watch what happens. And we have the 15-minute range. We're about 4 minutes from the 15-minute candle closure. And there's your 15-minute range. It's about 68 points. So it's very lenient. It's not, even if you got caught down here in a short somewhere, you're not completely underwater. All right, so failure at the previous day high, at least so far. I could see this, consolidate in this area and then push up for the bull flag, or watching for rejection, right? At this point, if it's trying to form a bull flag, you got to find a basing somewhere where it will not go below that, and that's what we're watching. Your basing NQ can come all the way down to 865 or even test the 20, and then at that point a bounce. Being patient today. And if it's going to be another day like yesterday where you had, the rapid movement during the open and then it slows down, I don't do well in slow movements. It'd be one of those days that I just can't take a trade. I was hoping for this area for the bounce. It did not give it to me and only came down to about 820. And that was the play, at least for there's the rejection that we talked about, right? Testing the test of the 20. So now, what I'm looking for is what's going to happen at this area. We got VWAP, the 20, the 200 SMA, 3 strong indicators, area consolidation, area confluence. Are we going to come back down and test, and that's your bounce? Or failure, this was a look above and fail, trying to trap everybody long, and now we're going to get the right move to the downside. So, patience. I'm okay not entering here. I was waiting for this test of the 805, which was a stronger level, right? You had basing over here. We didn't get it. So this wasn't the setup I was looking for. Yeah, it gave us 70 points, but no need to get into FOMO or, feel that you lost that. Let's wait for the right setups. All right, so this consolidation zone is done. That was a failed breakout, at least for now. Now we are testing the 200 SMA again, and this is where we're watching for the bounce, or now we're below VWAP 220. That could be the potential move for further downside. It could go either way. It could find a bounce at this area, the 850 that we knew from the open. But again, we just haven't had, even from yesterday, we just haven't had resolution for the upside or the downside. All I'm seeing is traps so far. If anybody got trapped down here trying to push further to the downside, well, you got squeezed out. If you got excited about this breakout, well, you just got squeezed out to the downside as well. And again, look, back right to the bounce of the 200 SMA. All right, so now we do have a bounce at the VWAP 220. Let's see what happens here. Now, if we test the previous day high and continue, then yeah, that's a good indication we got some upside. It's very choppy. I just don't do well in this choppiness. It's a tight 70-point range for the opening 15-minute opening candle. So, which means you got to be very good with your timing. But let's be patient. I'd like to see resolution of VWAP. You know, looks like it could be basing to the upside. It looks like it could be forming resistance level here for further downside. And after this squeeze up and this push down, you know, it's trappy. Got to be careful. All right, here we go. Oh, come on, NQ, give us something. Something. Well, thanks for everyone who's tuned in. I know there's a lot of competition in the morning, but I'm going to try to do this a little more frequently. I'm the most inconsistent live streamer. I do trade every day, but family, work, kids, and all that good stuff. Damn it. Just yesterday, I gave up. I had 2 trades yesterday. I wasn't in the red. I ended up with like 250 or 300 in the green, but after about 45 minutes of just that slow grind, I gave up. I turned it all off. So today, similar, you have 2 plays, and if you didn't catch either one of those, and now we get stuck in a grind, just not my style. And I'm okay with this. Sometimes no trade is the best trade. So the trade of the day was rejection of, or at least for the morning set for the New York Open, was the rejection of previous day high or the top of that 15-minute opening range. It just didn't give you too much of an indication. Well, of course, NQ is not going to make it easy for you. You had to make a decision here and kind of short it. This one, though, this push up was a VWAP bounce, right? But you're in the middle of a range. That's a tough one to take along. This one, I think, was the short or play of the New York of the Open today. Let's see what happens from here on. Nonetheless, regardless, you're still in a 70-point range. We're right in the middle of the 15-minute opening range. We've gone nowhere. This could be, like I said, a day to walk out. But let's be optimistic. Let's be a little patient. Maybe we get a nice little push to the upside for continuation there. That could be the play as well. Now, if it is a breakout, the only problem is going to be slow and choppy, which I don't necessarily do well in. All right, for anybody new to the stream, I know we only have a few viewers. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I post content. I want to try to do live stream a little more frequently. I do post content on futures, prop firm updates, all the drama, all that good stuff. So if you're into getting informed and staying informed on what goes on with the prop firms, subscribe to the channel, take a look at those videos. But like I said, I'll also try to do more live streaming and video recaps. I've been getting some requests to go back to the old days of doing my video recaps, which I just gotta find a time, that's all. All right, here we go. So we're getting a push. We came back down and tested VWAP, the 200 SMA, and there's your push right now. What I'm trying to avoid is another trap to the upside. You know, you long this and then you come back down to test. The problem is the continuous testing of your moving averages. For those of you that have watched my stream for a while, you guys know that I work mainly on the 20 and the 200. Now, those aren't the main indicators, right? I have VWAP and pivot points on TradingView on some other screens, but in terms of overall, the 20 and the 200 are my decision makers. I love breaks of 20s. The problem today, which you don't see this often, is you have the 20 and the 200 very close to each other along with VWAP. This area, we've said, is an area of confluence. NQ right now is trying to make a decision in terms of, are we going to break out from this area of confluence to the upside, or are we going to fail and potentially take a move to the downside? So far, Well, right now we're looking at potential break to the upside, but it's not strong. It's not the movements I like. It's not directional. You have a lot of retesting, a lot of choppiness. Obviously, you know, we're going into the summer and you're going to have less liquidity, so you're going to have wider swings, and you got to learn to adjust to that, but I just don't like it. All right, we're going to test again the previous day high. Decisions here have to be, is this the daily high for today, or are we going to continue to push up? We got some time to make that decision. No need to rush it. It's choppiness though. Every move up has to get tested to the downside, then it pushes up. Same thing on the downside, you push down, it comes back up to test moving averages. Now, the 20 SMA now is showing indication as a push up, right? So what we could start seeing is an ascending channel, right? Where it comes down, tests the 20, pushes up, comes back down, tests. So I'm looking for patterns, right? Because if I want to enter, it's safer to enter on a set pattern, right? Something that looks like this. This is what I'm watching for. So it comes up here, comes back and tests. Monitoring for patterns so I find an entry. So right now, if it breaks above that previous day high, then I could look for a test and then push up. Just the choppiness just doesn't give me confidence in anything right now. Okay, now we're finding a little pattern here. There's that push up. Problem is you got pivot point at 900, so we can come to this area and then push back down. That could be a potential short. Nonetheless, everything we're seeing right now is scalping, right? You're not trading directionally right as of right now. Everything is being tested. In other words, choppiness. Push up, test back down. Push up, test the bottom of that. So we could see another, again, test of the 20 SMA, which is now hinting at movements to the upside. It is slanted upwards. So this area we have to watch for either the bounce or break. So it came, tested the 15-minute opening range, got everybody excited on that long, and well, if you did long up here, you got decisions to make because again, the chop fest. All right, but I am liking this pattern. So this ascending channel is pretty wide. Here comes the break of that. So it's now we need to see what's going to happen here. If it breaks below the 200, I might get interested. If it simply stays in this ascending channel, then I got to find entry. I got to find an entry for that long and just call it a day. Okay, we do have a ascending channel formation potential, which is right here. Again, this area of confluence, VWAP 220. It's not allowing it to go below that area of confluence, at least not yet. So it could be a potential bounce. It just tested that area. And now you have the ascending channel formation. But again, very choppy. You know, we've gone nowhere since the open, right? Right back into the middle of the 15-minute opening range. By the way, this indicator right here, this red and blue, that's your 15-minute opening range. And you can set that in Quant Tower. Chop. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not respecting patterns. It's not giving you a chart pattern that I could feel confident hopping on. This right here should have been a bounce for me to get interested in that long. So that could be the break of that pattern right there. But choppiness, as much as I'm live streaming, and I know you guys want to see an entry, sometimes when you have this chop fest, the best thing to do is not trade it. We're in the middle of a range. That's where you get hurt. Well, in the meantime, if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. If you haven't seen any of my content, I post videos on prop firms, updates on all the prop firm drama. I do want to live stream a little more frequently. So do me a favor, if you haven't done so, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I live stream from Arizona. I'm in the desert, 100 degrees. All right, so let's see. We know this area of confluence, right? We've been testing VWAP 200 into 20. If we do break out of this, either to the upside or to the downside, that could be a nice move in either direction. But right now, it's a coin toss. Yeah, you can long this bounce, but it's a coin toss. You can also see it the other way. We have not been able to push above VWAP, 200 SMA, and 20 on the 5-minute, right? You can have a push to the downside. Jason 315 is holding above 930. You mean 830, right? So you long 830, somewhere around here. All right, so so far this has been a good basing for NQ. VWAP 220. You have not been able to gain positioning below that. If we look at the majority of the time it's spent above, but that's not enough of it. That's not enough of a pattern for me to take an entry. Being a little selective. It's a repeat of yesterday. Fortunately, it could be no trade today. Like I said yesterday, I got in on the initial move. I only walked out with like 200 or 300 bucks per count, and then it was that slow grind chop fest. Turned it all off. Walked out. Kept the profits at 200. Today could be a zero. I mean, what is this? All right, let me take a look at the 15-minute for any clues. Anything else I'm missing here? $15-minute, you can look at something like this. Right, this area provided resistance, this support channel as well. So we're technically at the top of that 15-minute pattern, which would be a rejection of that previous day high, and then you have a short to the downside. But not enough candles to validate that pattern. Go nowhere. Listen, like I said, as much as I want to enter, I know I'm live streaming and should take an entry, but I'm okay walking out. if there's no direction, now the good thing is we attempted to break out of this channel right here and coming back. Hold on for 1 second. Got a call. So if it does hold this ascending channel, in other words, this is truly the testing for the bounce areas to the upside, we'll have chances, right? It'll come back down and test that channel. We can give it some time. We can also look at it on the 15-minute, right? If we zoom out a little bit, we can, if we remember that pattern that I drew here, we can look at it. You know, you can't always look at the 1 minute. You can look at this area being the test of either the breakout of this descending channel on the 15-minute, which looks like it's happening right now, or a test, continuous test that eventually fails back to the downside. Either way, it's happening in way too much slow motion for me to consider either direction. 5-minute looks nasty. 5-minute is just indecision, right? You're in a 5-minute range. 892 to between 840 890. That's a 15-minute range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles now with no direction. Repeat of yesterday. God damn it. And right in the middle of a 15-minute opening range, I got to stick to the rule. I can't take trades middle of ranges. Just can't. I got to make a decision if we come back and test this for a break, or if it's truly a range, short it, and now I'm range trading for potential 1 or 2 trades. But do I need to risk that with the amount of accounts I'm copy trading today? Probably not. Jesse James, my boy, what's going on, brother? Jesse, by the way, I don't know if you're in my Discord. Do me a favor if you're not. Can you join my Discord and shoot me a message? I wanted to talk to you about something, or someone that reached out to me that I know is working with you guys. Just wanted to get some feedback. So if you can message me on Discord after the live stream or later today, we can chat. By the way, good to see you here. Hope everything is going well in life and your world and in trading. But yeah, look at that. Range, baby. So again, today's big play of the day was the rejection of the previous day high. You had a short for about 20, 30, 40 points. This bounce was a VWAP bounce, but again, because I'm a little more strict with entries, I said I was looking for something further down, right around the 800 area. We only got it to 820. I'm okay not taking that long. This one was a toss-up. You know, you could have seen the potential break, but that short was good. I didn't take it, and I'm okay not taking it. It's no direction. All right, so now we're starting to build some basing on the upper quadrant of the overnight range, so I could see the eventual break out of that to the upside happening, but I don't do well with these small ranges. Not to say I don't like range trading. I do very well at range trading. It just has to be a wider range. All right, I need to get some more coffee. It looks like I'm not going to miss anything, so I will be right back. Testing. Oh. My OBS just acted. All right, guys, I'll be right back. And of course, it doesn't look like I missed anything. Wow. All right. It could be one of those days that we just talk today. How's everybody's trading doing? I can't trade that. Middle of an opening range? Hell no. Well, not the exciting open we wanted. Just haven't moved. Now, usually when we have this type of consolidation, slow movements, eventually there's a breakout. But I remember watching social media yesterday. I think the breakout didn't happen yesterday until almost close to the close. So I just can't. I don't know how often you guys watch me, but you guys know that I like to be done within the first hour. Yeah, no. There we go. Everything's acting up today. You guys can still hear me, right? Yeah, I can't do that. Jesse, cool. As long as you know that I am messaging you, I'll send you a message. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'll do it after the live stream. Otherwise, I'll probably hit some buttons I don't want to hear. All right, testing the 20, the VWAP, this area. Now, 2 days, I mean, technically it's been 2 days in a row. I mean, it's not doing anything, so we can take a look at this now. If we look at the 30-minute, right, and we go back to yesterday, the 9th, right around, where did the 9th start? I'm in Arizona, so I'm 3 hours behind most of you. So 6:30, I'm looking for 6:30, there we go, right here. So here's the opening yesterday, right? We've been ranging for 2 days now. Yesterday was completely a range day until I think, again, right before the close. Apparently there was a big move, but by then, I was done. So 2 days now in a row trying to figure out this overall range, right? But it's just too tight to trade. You're gonna get, I mean, if you range trade it, you're fine. I mean, you can even, if you're into swinging this, you can pick a bottom and play it. I know there was some action last night, but it's right now, yeah, we're hinting at breaking out of that, but 70-point range, why bother? Not worth it. So even if you look at the daily range for the last 2 days, the movements for the overnight and today's opening, very minimal compared to the overall larger range. Sure, it's hovering on the top side of that range, potentially looking at a breakout, but I'd rather wait for the actual breakout to happen. Now, we do have CPI and PPI the next 2 days, so I can see how we're just going to range today until we get those big movements tomorrow. Ooh, owner candle. Uh-oh. Test, what was that, a bounce of VWAP again? Yep. Choppy, no direction, every little bounce gets tested again. Just not interested, not interested. Anyways, for anybody new, I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. I know there's a lot of competition out there. If you are new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I do post content on futures prop firm updates, futures prop firm drama, as I call it. So there's some interesting videos there on the channel, and I will try to live stream more often. I know I keep saying that, just finding time. I know some of you have said, hey, why don't you go back to, or why don't you post more of your video recaps like in the past? Just gotta find a time. FPL Fantasy Arabia, what happened to June? I made a video on Thrive Trading. I trade on Thrive, and I affiliated with Thrive for June. For those of you that have been with me for some time, going back to the fast track trading days, June, good trader, good guy overall. I really like him, and that's the reason I decided to work with Thrive. Unfortunately, you know, actually I shouldn't say that, because I should go with the official announcement by Thrive. June decided to part ways or disconnect from the CEO role at Thrive. But listen, at the end of the day, I still trade with Thrive. We haven't seen payout denials. We haven't seen many payouts either. I mean, I think there's a couple of people who have gotten payouts there. So I think it's a new prop firm in the making. We'll see. Time will tell what happens over at Thrive. Like I say it on all my videos lately, you got to make decisions with new prop firms. It's your money, your capital, your responsibility, and your call when you decide to trade with new prop firms. Generally, you know, all we're seeing right now are just the rug pulls in terms of rules. But even if you look at Top 1 Futures, which has been in the news lately for the wrong reasons, they're still paying. They just have a lot of retroactive rules within 3 months. Thrive, I don't think Thrive has changed any rules other than the bonus on their incubator bank. They did bring back swing accounts. That's the question we all want to know, FPL. Is Joom still a part of Thrive? JD, the CEO of Thrive, I'm working on an interview with him. We might bring it to you guys probably not this week, next week. And I do plan on asking that. Is Joom still a part of Thrive, or is he done? It's been a little inconclusive. I also haven't asked, to be honest. I haven't been under Discord. I'm sure if I hop on or I ask JD, he'll let me know, but I haven't asked that either, to be fair. Quantum. You know, there's Rumorville, right? I think social media, for those of you that are on X, social media, I think took a unfair approach, or competitors, I think, took an unfair approach to Joom and his past affiliation with a prop firm that went down pretty fast last time. But he wasn't an employee for that prop firm. He volunteered some time there, and fortunately, social media spun that in really bad direction. Could be for that. I don't know. But I will be asking the Thrive team, and I'm assuming he's still a part of the team, just stepped down as CEO. Well, outside of the gossip, and yeah, if you guys are into all those updates and all that futures prop firm drama, which there's plenty every week. Listen, I'm able to put together a video almost on a weekly now with all the future prop firm drama and updates. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. There's plenty of content there that I post on futures, prop firm news and drama and all that good stuff. And I'm going to start trying to live stream more often. You know, I just got to make it a habit, especially during the New York session. I got a lot of competition, right? You got the PWs of the world. You got TBM, you got Topstep, you got Nutty, you got all these live streamers. I just got to commit to it and know that I got to deal with 5 viewers for a couple of months until I build a community. But I'm going to stick to it, at least a little more frequently. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Thanks for supporting the channel. I know, like I said, there's a lot of competition, a lot of great traders out there, and thanks for tuning in. I use a lot of AI tools. I use Ideogram. I use, I think it's LTX. My daughter helps out with some of the AI with Courtney. That's the the character that's been killing me in watch time. Courtney gets a lot of watch time when I include her in videos. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, take a look at the Futures Prop Firm Drama videos. That's where my AI character, Courtney, takes over on some of the updates. And yeah, video with Courtney is watch time goes up. And I get a lot of requests for her OnlyFans. Last, I took a pic with El Pepe back in when he was playing in Tampa. Pepe or Pibe? You're talking about Pibe Valderrama. Pibe Valderrama. That's a Colombian soccer player. Trader 007. What's going on, brother? We're in Chop Fest 007. Look at this nonsense. I can't trade this. So I guess we can continue to talk about all the latest updates. We'll turn this into a yes, Jesse, James. I am Colombian. At least my parents are from Colombia. I've lived in the U.S. my entire life. Let's go. Yeah, this is depressing price action. So the latest futures prop firm drama video was on Top One Futures, and the latest data hack. Top One Futures has done some interesting rules. The last one with their lucky 12 traders that got an email congratulating them for going into or being considered for live funded program, yet they had to forfeit all their current accounts and profits. That didn't go too well with social media, and they did a 180 or 360, depending on how you look at it. And you know, those traders were allowed to go back to their accounts if they blew them. How many straight to funded? I have Tick, Tradeify, and Thrive. I do want to check. There's another prop firm out there with straight to funded. I hear. I don't know if it's Lucid or is it Lucid or Phidias? One of those. We got to check them out. Yeah, no, Jesse, good job, man. If you were able to scalp the range, 376 across 20, that's solid considering this price action. Nicely done. Well, I don't know, guys. I don't see a play here. You got this push up. I told you guys when it was happening, you know, unless it breaks above this, that will be a trap and went right back down. We are basing though. I mean, if we push above this and above this level, that could be your push to the upside. Just need momentum, need price action. All right, well, the unfortunate thing is I love to trade for the first 30 minutes, an hour max. We're going into 1 hour now and nada. Sometimes the best trade is no trade. This chop fest leading into CPI and PPI, I guess that's what everyone's waiting for. The movements tomorrow and Thursday. So I may have to call it a day, at least during the live stream. But thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this a habit. I just got to deal with, there's a lot of competition during a New York session, and it'll take some time to build some viewers. But I'm okay with the 2 or 3 people that are watching right now. I appreciate you. I know there's better channels to watch, so thank you. And if you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe, and we'll see if NQ wakes up here. So we're in another range right now, but still in the middle of the 50-minute opening range. It's too choppy. No setup. Why take it? To repeat it yesterday. I closed everything like an hour after the open. I did walk out with like 200 to 300 bucks yesterday. I caught one of the initial moves, and then if you remember, it slowed down. But I can't wait till I can't stay for more than an hour or 2 hour trading. I don't do power hour, and I think that's when the big move happened yesterday. Quantum, good question. What do you think of Apex making fresh excuses to avoid payouts? So Apex, no matter what, Apex is the prop firm everybody loves to hate, right? It's a love-hate relationship. But there are a couple of things on the pros and the cons of Apex. On the pros, no matter how you look at it, Apex is the payout machine. It's paid more traders than all prop firms put together, and I think Daryl made that quote as recently as last week. So no matter how much you want to hate Apex, they're still the payout king in the futures prop firm world. Those payouts are insane, right? I do think that if you're going to trade with Apex to expect the payout, you got to have a strategy. We know that with all futures proffers, for the majority, you can gamble, right? You can, if you're in significant drawdown or significant red, hey, it's a $100 account, you can go 5-10 contracts and save the day, right? And with most other prop firms, you'll get away with it. You'll get your payout. Apex is not going to allow that because you could have 20 accounts. You could have a lot of leverage. So for them to pay on 20 accounts with windfall trading, it's difficult. You got to look at it as if you're a prop firm owner, what are you trying to do? Are you going to pay out these lucky casino gamblers? Probably not. But like I said, it's the prop firm to love and hate. If you do know how to trade, listen, if you do know how to trade and you stick to the rules, you get paid, period. It is the payout king in the futures prop firm. I've been trading with Apex since last year. I think I've been denied once, and I knew it was a questionable payout request. I also went through video reviews last year. But if you can trade the rules, if you can trade Apex and get a payout, you can trade with any prop firm, to be honest with you. That's what I'll say with Apex. I still trade with them. I plan on continuing to trade with them. I do get payouts, but they got tight rules. You got to be able to trade those type of rules, which is the 30% consistency rule and the 30% drawdown per trade, right? So I trade 150Ks. If my drawdown is 5K, I cannot be in a trade taking more than $1,500 in a loss per trade. I got to cut it, and you got to get used to that. That's why I say if you can trade Apex and get a payout through Apex, you can trade any prop firm and get payouts. It does create, love them or hate them, it does create a very tight trading style that'll work across all prop firms. Fantasy Arabia, I have a question. When the 20 EMA goes below the 200, the move would really be gone. How do I anticipate? Well, it depends on what time frame, right? If you're zoomed out to like a 30 or a 1 hour, right, it's just going to happen longer. If you're in the 1 minute scalping area and, 20, so right now the 20, I use the SMA by the way, the 20 SMA, which is the purple line, is above the 200. What does a 200 SMA indicate, right? Just direction. This is the support of the play. So technically we can come back and test to push up. Vice versa of that would be the 20 SMA is below, and it's just the opposite, right? You're playing the bounces of the 200 SMA to the upside or to the downside, which today, every bounce, every touch of the 200 SMA has a bounce, right? And now we've cleared the 20 and the VWAP, which is around 860, and now we're using the 20 SMA as the launching pad. So we have not gone below the 20, but it's getting tight. So there's going to be either a flush down or some major push up. I could see a flush to test the 200, get everybody excited, then finally the play to the upside. So I'll watch this flush. I could see the flush to test the 200 right now. But continuation would have to see another candle right after that push below the 50-minute opening range low. It's getting tight. I just don't know if I have the patience to stick with it. Hold on, guys. I got a call. I'll be right back. Yeah, no. See, these flushes. You go back to for some of you that have watched my videos, I like flushes of the 20. You see a big candle that comes down and flushes, and I'll enter almost as a FOMO play, but we're not even getting that right now. We're just getting continuous testing of that 20. We've cleared the testing of the 200. The 200 provided the bounce, and at least for now, we're above it. VWAP is at what, 850? So we still need probably another couple of tests of the VWAP and 200. But again, today we have confluence. We have an area of confluence. Everything is here. And that's why we're going back and forth. That's why areas of confluence will have consolidation until there's resolution of that area. It does look bullish. It does look like it wants to break out. It's just not strong movements the way I like my trading style. Yeah, I didn't trade. Jesse, you're talking about last night. I didn't trade last night. Let's take a look at what you're talking about. So 6 p.m. Oh, you had this move around. No, that's 6:45. Okay, so last night 5:30, you had 814 to 970. So you had a 100+ point play, and then right back down. Yeah, that was crazy. I haven't traded the overnight session in a while, and I don't plan on. I either do really good or really bad in the overnight, so I stick to the New York session. I'm impatient when it comes to price action. I mean, look at this nonsense. Jesus Christ. But we are, all right, so we are seeing a pattern now. So hold on. We are seeing an ascending channel now forming, and it's actually pretty nice. So that goes back to the open, and right, this little play now has been forming, right? So you can see some basing around here for a potential grind to the upside. You know, this would be an entry, and now you're riding it to some of these highs, but just too slow for me. the top of this channel, when you're looking at channels, right, you're looking for areas of resistance and support, right? It came back down, tested the bottom of that channel, pushed right back up, came down. So it is respecting the chart pattern, no matter how you look at it. What you got to look out for is, I would probably look at what happens up here for a short. Ascending channels tend to break to the downside. Descending channels tend to break to the upside, but they can go either way. Why does everybody call? Good morning. All right, so it's 7:30 here in Arizona. It's 1 hour now into the open. Nothing interesting. Yeah, I caught this channel a little too late. It's me yapping away. I should have caught this around here and then entered. I do trade channels, by the way. The entry was here. Now I got to look at the top of this channel. Yeah, caught it late. The channel was clearly right there. You gotta train your eyes to catch those channels, because when chart patterns are algos, right? You know, there's no one control. There's no way NQ controls itself to come right at the bottom of this channel, bounce up, right at the bottom of this channel and bounce up. These are buying algos, and that's what you look for. You want to ride an algo. But I'm a little late to the party. I trade minis, so if I were to long here, I'd have to consider a wide stop. Well, it's not even that wide. It's 20 points. I could look at it. So a 20-point long on the bounce of this 20 SMA below the 200 would be my stop if we're truly going to break to the downside on that channel. And I have, what, 20, 30 points for 877. So it'd be a one-to-one trade. Not interested. Because again, with a channel, right, you can ride the up and down, but you're going with Apex, right? I gain 20 to 30 points. If I don't close up here, right, intraday drawdown, then I come back down, and then it could be break to the downside. Sure, it can go back up, and then I'm fine with my intraday drawdown. But you'd have to close up here, risking. It's a one-to-one trade. Not that it's bad. I just, with this price action, do I really want to get into a one-to-one trade? No. But there is 100%. There's a buying algo sending channel right now. I missed it. I should have read it right here and then considered the entry there. But again, that play would have been one-to-one. Risk 20, 25 points for 25, 30 points. Well, we are now grinded. We've grinded in this ascending channel. Man, completely missed that. We've grinded now above the overnight range. So if it is going to be a grind day, you could see this continuing in a slow grind to the upside. Oh, it's just too slow for me. Maybe I can do this with one account. Turn off the trade copier and just go in with one to play the channel. Then I'm just forcing a play. Nah. Well, if there is anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe. I do post content on futures prop firm updates, news. So take a look at the channel. For everyone tuning in, thank you. I know there's a lot of competition out there, a lot of talented traders to watch. Thanks for tuning in. I do want to make this a little more consistent in terms of live streaming, so hopefully you guys will catch me a little more consistent. And I just got to deal with my 5 viewers at the beginning, but that's my fault for not being consistent. All right, so a couple of decisions here. We have been in this slow grind ascending channel, but we really haven't seen a break, a strong break above the overnight range, right? So anything that comes back, and we've been testing it. We've been testing this 860, 870 area, and it has been basing. So maybe a push down to the 200 and then the bounce, and it blows through the top of that overnight range with strength. Then I'll consider a long. But it's just slow. I don't do well with slow price movement, unfortunately. Well, with this price action, I think it's going to be all talk today. There's no way I'm trading this nonsense. Nothing. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't think I'm trading today. I'm okay with that. It's just way too slow. No. Attempting to test VWAP and the 200 again. Testing the top of the overnight range. That's that 870 level. We're going to come back into this range and potentially test the bottom. It's too slow. Wow. I think everyone's waiting for CPI and PPI tomorrow. Tomorrow should be interesting. Got awfully quiet. There's nothing going on. I don't know what to say. Nothing. So we're now again at the 870 level, testing the top of that overnight. We fall back into this range to come back and test bottom of that 15-minute opening range, or are we basing for further upside? So let's ask the chat. What do you guys think? Are we going? Is today? We going up today, or are we going down? I can't figure it out. Huh. Tight range. We've been between 860 and 886, 20 points for almost an hour now. Coming back to test VWAP 200 and no strong bounce to the upside, no strong push to the downside. Can't trade this. Patience. All right, nonetheless, I'll probably have to call it a day next couple of minutes or so. So, like I said, if you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I'll definitely be back tomorrow. We got what, CPI tomorrow and then PPI on Thursday. So we should have more price action. You can see a little descending channel, tight descending channel playing out right now. Tight. Potential break out of that channel, and then that's where the longs play in. But way too slow. You're talking about a position for at least half an hour, 45 minutes. Not my style. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's been a grind. Well, no trades for me today, and I'm okay. Sometimes no trades is the best trade. Testing VWAP. We haven't positioned below VWAP. That could be the bold bias for a swing trade for the day. We also haven't bounced above VWAP with force. Did I miss anything? All right, here we go. We got a little push. We got a break out of that little selling channel. Testing the bottom of this channel. See what happens here. No continuation. All right, looks like NQ is waking up. I want to get trapped though. There is a trap. Ugh. So you got to push up, immediate push down to trap anybody FOMOing in. That's what you got to be careful with right now. Very trappy. Listen, I got to make a call. I don't like this price action. It's not me. Why am I going to try to force a trade? So, unfortunately, today is a no trade day. It's not my style, not my price action. Stick to the rules. So I hope everyone had a green day. Jesse, it looks like you've nailed some of these scalps, so nicely done. Hope everyone else is having a green day, playing this range. If you haven't done so, do me a favor, smash that like, smash the subscribe. I will be back tomorrow for, what's tomorrow? CPI, and then Thursday, PPI. I'll be copy trading Apex and some other accounts using Tradesyncer, which is a web-based, cloud-based trade copier. The reason I use Tradesyncer is I love Rhythmic, I love Quantower, but of course not every account, not every prop firm has Rhythmic and Quantower as an option. So I use Tradesyncer to copy trade from Quantower, in other words, my Rhythmic master account, into Tradeify on Tradesyncer. So if you're looking for a trade copier, if you have accounts on Rhythmic and Tradeify, Tradesyncer is a great option. It's cloud-based. Sure, it has bugs just like everything else, but I do like it better than the Ninja Replicanto approach for Rhythmic and Tradeify copy trade. There is a 10% discount using promo code JCDT on their monthly subscription. Okay, so it looks like we are now looking to break out to the upside. I'm going to call it a day. The breakout happens. Just been waiting for it too long. But yeah, I do use Tradesyncer. I love Quantower, and not that I don't like Tradeify, I just don't like the fact that you can't multi-prop copy trade on Tradeify. You have to use Replicanto or a third-party plugin, whereas with Quantower, I can copy trade all my Rhythmic props under one platform, and then I use Tradesyncer to copy the master from Quantower. Ooh, that was a nasty, nasty fake out. Unless it's just building consolidation and using the 20 as the push up. If we see a push down, this is the move to the downside. Nasty. Prepped a couple of y'all kind of long that. All right, guys. Way too choppy. No direction. Fake out after fake out. Trap after trap. Just not my price action. Jeez. I was thinking my computer froze on just how slow this is. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Seriously, I know there's a lot of competition. I know there's a lot of talented traders out there to watch. So thank you for tuning in. Jesse, thank you. I'll message you in a little bit on Discord. And everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will be here tomorrow if I don't get lazy. What is this? It's like one move, get in and out, see profit, take profit. Otherwise, it's just going to come back on you. Every single move today was a see profit, take profit. There's been really no direction unless you stayed in this channel long in here and you held through all that nonsense. But you got decisions now to make: stay in that or get out. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Slow grinds, I don't do well with. All right, guys, that is it for today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. I hope you guys had a green day, a green morning. If you have, keep it green, lock it in, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.